everybody today? Happy August. Give everybody some time. Hello, hello. It is hot, hot, hot and humid in North Carolina today. We had crazy thunderstorms last night, you guys, lightning and thunder like you would not believe, and we've had like torrential downpours here lately. It's been kind of nuts. Hey everyone, happy August. Can you believe it's August already? Like, it felt like the year dragged on for a little bit and now it's moving so quickly I kind of can't keep up with it. Hey guys. How is everyone today? Hey Melody, hey Teresa, hey Jennifer, hey Emily. Oh my gosh, I had to go outside and there's so much like outside chores that I just have not gotten to this week because it's hot and we've had storms like every day. And so like our whole patio area is kind of just a mess right now because nobody wants to go spend time outside. We like go out to get in the pool and that's it. But I had to go out and hose something off this morning. I'm like dying just from being out doing that. Hey, how are you, Tony? How's everybody doing? Let me turn this TV down. I got kind of loud. A little loud on me. Nope, that's not. Hopefully that's not too obnoxious. Hey, everybody. Yeah, it is like these thunderstorms. We like storms, so we kind of like enjoy that part of it, but it'll just build and build and build and get just hot and super humid and nasty, and then the thunderstorm will crash and like come out. But right now we're in the like building and humidity part, and then later this afternoon, once after it storms, it should be better. So the pool, we got that pool, which we love. Our son accidentally ran over the power cord for the filter. To get a replacement filter set is more than we paid for the pool. It's insane. And so I found it's really neat. It's like a hose powered vacuum, pool vacuum. So we've just been like running that in the pool for long extended periods of time as a makeshift filter. So it doesn't do nearly as good a job, obviously, as a regular filter would, but I don't have, it's like $400+ if you can even find one to replace the filter. It's insane. I don't have $400 spent on a pool filter. That's crazy. We didn't spend that on the pool, so let alone get a replacement filter. I keep meaning to, hey Karen, did Tessa have a good birthday? I hope you did, Tessa. I keep meaning to see if there's some way we can like open up the pool filter system and see if we can kind of like rewire it back together or something. But we're also not electricians, so I don't know how bad of an idea that would be. It seems like maybe it wouldn't be so difficult in theory, right? If you can wire a light, I mean, you can wire that back together, but I also don't want to like blow everything up. Hello, Gina. How are you guys? We were talking about how hot and humid it is, but down in South Florida, you guys have us beat, I know, like tenfold. We lived in, outside of Savannah, Georgia. Hey, Nan! We lived outside Savannah, Georgia, and then down throughout the Florida Keys for a while. And that's real humidity and real heat. So sometimes we complain about it here, but then we go, nope, it's not South Florida humidity. So we can make do with anything North Carolina has to throw at us, because nothing is that bad. I'm from the desert of Southern California though, so for us, like, we didn't even know what humidity was, and so the first year we moved out here, we were like, oh wow, that's humidity. I don't know why it will not like scroll with the comments for me. It's really obnoxious. It's like a sauna in Mississippi too. Yeah, absolutely. It gets so hot. And I feel bad because that's why we started, I think last year, the year before, we went ahead and we're like, let's just start our school year in like the dead of summer because it gets so yucky outside that they really don't want to, we end up spending a lot of time just inside in the air conditioning, obviously. And I'm like, if we're going to be in here, we might as well start school because otherwise we're sitting around and we spend too much time watching TV or playing video games. We don't need to do that either. Tons of rain and moderate wind in your area. That's good. Yeah, that's right. It's about that time with hurricane season. I'm so hot. About that time with hurricane season coming. And there's like, what, 3 storms all coming in different areas. Didn't Hawaii just get hit? Now Florida's got one coming, and I think there's one more coming behind it or something. We sometimes get pretty substantial storms with the hurricanes, just depending on how it comes up. But stay safe down there. I think, because isn't it coming more Gulf side this time? I thought that's what I saw. I kind of loosely looked, but not anything to paying attention too much. Hi, hun. Brandon is downstairs preparing for church tomorrow, and then I'm assuming Brandon and I. Hey, Stacy. I'm assuming Brandon and I will need to podcast because I was supposed to be podcasting with him yesterday, but my mom has been coming up on Fridays, and we had way too much fun and did a bunch of other things, and so we didn't get a podcast, and I know he has a topic that he wants to do, so maybe we'll get to do that later. We actually had a couple podcasts come out this week. We've had a few podcasts here lately, which has been kind of nice to get to do some podcasts again. It's been a while. We've been busy, and it's hard to find time to just sit down and talk, let alone talk cohesively. I feel like sometimes we're just saying all kinds of things. All the kiddos' birthdays. So my mom, yesterday when she was here, we got to put together her Homeschool Adventures planner. So I shared with you guys the Homeschool Adventures planner. I got mine all put together, and then my mom came and we spent yesterday putting hers all together. And then she had a laminator. I had shared with you all how there's a couple of the things that I wanted to do, but I figured I probably needed to have a laminator to put them together, and I didn't have one. So she brought her laminator up, and we got the things for it. And now I know why all the homeschool moms talk about getting obsessed with their laminators. My mom was a teacher, so I always grew up, hanging out in the schools, and we'd be laminating things and doing stuff. I worked at a teacher supply store, and I laminated. Brandon and I, our first apartment, okay, drive safe. Brandon and I, our first apartment that we had when we got married and had Travis, I laminated everything. Everything in our house was laminated. But I was used to like the big industrial, like school laminators. Like Travis's little nursery, his first little nursery, I did like a Noah's Ark theme, and all the things up on the wall, everything was laminated. I just wiped it down. But having this little tiny, like, personal home one, my mom joked when she was leaving, yeah, my mom's in Greece. I think we all should move to Greece. I would so move to Greece so quick. It's so pretty. My mom, before she left, she was like, uh-oh. Yeah, she was like, I'm afraid. She's like, I'm pretty sure when I come back next Friday, even the kids will be laminated. And so I did the first one, and I printed out the Homeschool Adventures planner, the bookmarks that you can put in your planner, and they've got like the tabs on the top, so you can easily like switch to where you're at. I was like, ooh, that worked. And then Brandon was like, ooh, what about this? And so we were like going around the house last night finding things we could laminate. It is. It's kind of addictive in like a silly, funny way. Yeah, she called. She was like, how are the children? I need to check on them. Everybody. She's like, if it fits, you're going to shove it through the laminator. Like, imagine how easy they'd be to wipe down. So my mom is on her way to go introduce her husband to the new doggy they're getting next week. So I guess since all of us kids are grown and gone, my mom's now decided she's going to be that crazy animal person who just keeps going and getting all of the animals. So she's on her way to get another. So they have one dog. They call him Charlie, but his name is Charles, and they call him Charlie. So my mom says this dog, she thinks they should name it Edwards, so she could have Charles and Mr. Edwards. So we're all Little House on the Prairie fans, and the kids and I are absolutely on board that you should have Charles Ingalls and Isaiah Edwards. Always teaching, yes. Isn't it funny though, we were reading somewhere in the Old Testament, I don't remember exactly where, but we were going through, maybe it was Kings, and all these different names, and we're like, whoa, those are towns all around us. Like, I had no idea those were like biblical locations, because we use so many of the same names over here. But it's funny around us how many like biblical names. Like there's some names I figured they were just maybe like whatever Native American tribes were here, whatever. Like I thought that's what some of them were, but then we were reading scripture and they're all biblically based names. I thought that was really cool. Like Damascus. Homeschool dad. Cats, dogs, chickens, and rabbits and horses. Oh my. We just want all the critters. I want a bunch of little goats and sheeps and all of the things. We're down. I think we only have like 11 chickens now. We really don't have much of anything anymore. Our numbers have gone down. I guess I'll have to just live vicariously through the 40 chickens that we all of you, everybody, we all who pitched in were able to get for our family over there in Kenya. So I've got so many pictures and updates I need to put together for you guys. You don't think there's even 11? There's the 5 babies. You're right, it might be less than that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. We've lost so many chickens. It's awful. I'm assuming her husband's driving. There's no way Nan can be texting and driving at the same time. I know, no alpacas. Wonder how much alpacas are in Kenya. Wonder if they're more cost effective. Like a camel or something. That would be cool. Yeah, no alpacas, no goats. We don't have anything fun. Karen, she can hardly see when she's driving. There's no way she could be texting and driving at the same time, I promise. So, I know a couple of you have started school or getting ready to start school. I am super duper excited. The kids and I, it's what we've been doing, but I have just to finish a couple things, and I will have the first month of the new homeschool curriculum to put up on my website, which I'm super excited about. So we've already finished up our first month, so we're taking this week off. Although the girls right now are in the dining room doing school. Like they love what we have put together for them so much that I can't get them to stop doing school. So they've been doing school for like the past couple hours. They took a break while we did Bible, and then they're back at it. So I can't get them to stop. Which is fine. I'm sure Virginia might go through a couple grade levels this year because I cannot get her to stop doing school. But they're in there doing stuff right now. But this week is our off week, if the girls will let us take an off week. And so I'm finishing up some formatting and things like that. But I will have all of that up on the website this week. So I will have, there'll be the free PDF, and then I am working through the Kindle publisher to have a print copy that you can purchase off of Amazon if you would like one that's already like printed and bound and all of that. We're going to throw that option up there as long as it's not. I'm waiting for some final numbers to see exactly how much it's going to cost, and if it's not too bad, we'll put it up there. Start on Monday, not sure. We're having Wi-Fi issues, so we might wait another week. Yeah, that might, for your sanity, that might be better. Just be like, you know what, we're going to wait. We've started back. I'll only have one student this year. My 2020 graduate is going to college in a couple of weeks, masks and all. Oh, goodness, only one. We're waiting on some books, and then we will officially start. We have been, why is there an arrow on my way blocking what you said? Go away, arrow. We have been doing things here and there. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I've found more and more families who go ahead and start kind of in the summer too. And I think we've all kind of had that same rationale of like, it's really hot and you don't really want to be doing anything else. You might as well go ahead and get started and do that. We take a lot of breaks throughout the fall with the fall biblical feasts. So it's kind of nice to like get going, get a nice little chunk down, and then like we take a lot of breaks and do that. And then again, same thing with wintertime when it's super cold out and everybody's just kind of inside curled up, might as well read and get some stuff done. We did take a slow start, so I'm excited. I will show in not this week but the week after with when we start back up what we're going to incorporate in our first like 4-week cycle, kind of figuring out what works for everybody and doing that. But we didn't do all of the things that I kind of have that I would like for us to work in and do throughout the year. So that was kind of too, while my mom was here yesterday, we kind of started figuring out some of these things that we're going to start incorporating in. I like slow starts. Next week. Yeah, that's a good idea, Emily. Yeah, your husband is working with the school, and then for you guys not to start at the same time, so you're not dealing with all of the chaos all at once. Oh, yay, finishing up control journals today. Good. That's awesome. Let's see. I'm the worst mom ever. I've made my kids do 2 lessons a week of math all through the summer. Otherwise, they forget. That is very true. If you don't use it, you lose it. And Travis was doing like a summer school type thing with my mom where they were working on some stuff. So when he had to start that, he was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, "Really? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're going to be fine." Oh, mini donkeys. I want mini donkeys. Yeah, 5 weeks in, Brandy. Good. Yeah, that's how it gets too hot to be out doing anything else. So it's like you might as well get it done. And then that way I feel like more relaxed, like in the spring and in the fall when it's really nice and all we want to do is be hanging out outside and like playing and doing whatever. You don't feel bad because you already got most everything done that you need to get done. That's awesome. Gina, you're such an awful mom. Making them do math. That's kind of why I like doing the kind of year-round schedule too, because you're right. You take these big long breaks over summer or whenever you do it, and you forget most everything. My mom, I remember when she went from teaching at a like traditional school to a year-round school, just like in the public school system. It was crazy how much more like efficient and just like streamlined everything could be, because yeah, you're not taking these big, huge extended breaks, and then when everybody comes back, you have to start like back over here because nobody remembers anything by then. But it's true. I mean, look at us. Look at all the stuff that we learned in school that if you don't use it, you don't remember it. I took all kinds of stuff. I don't remember most. You know, you lose all of that. So that makes sense. I'm excited. We are going to do the Prairie Primer starting this year. It's this mom back in the 90s, like early 90s, that she went ahead and took and wrote out like a whole curriculum based off of the Little House on the Prairie books. And then our friends, they're going to do it too, and so that way like we can get together and do different things. But we're going to do it very slowly because there's so much content and activity and like really cool stuff in there that I was like, if we do each day, like take each day's lesson, I'm like, we can do that all throughout the week because there's so much in there. So for us, I'm like, I don't see us not wanting to keep with it, even if it's just for fun and doing all of the stuff. But we can do this over 4 years with the Little House on the Prairie stuff, and just because there's so much cool stuff in it. So technically we start school on August 24th. Well, then you got a little bit of time to finish putting stuff together, Gina. And so I'm going to share a lot more with you guys this next week, just when I get everything published online with the school plans that we're putting out. Playful Pioneers a couple years ago. Oh, cool. I don't think I've seen Playful Pioneers. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, we love the Little House. Just all the stuff around it. Like not only the books and the show. Of course, we love the Little House on the Prairie show, but just all of the simplicity and just the focus on family and home and all of that. So I'm really excited to do that. And I'm going to share with you guys. So last year when I put out the homeschool stuff that we were doing, I included like all of the base subjects into the packets, but I know overwhelmingly last year most people really only used it for the Bible portion. So I'll share all the details this week, and obviously everything's going to get posted for you guys that are looking for that. Playful Pioneers from Peaceful Press. Okay, cool. Maybe I've heard it. Now that you're saying that, I'll look it up afterwards. But I know last year I included all the other stuff in the packets, but I know overwhelmingly most people just used it for the Bible, and then they obviously you do what works best for you and your family. So that was something that was really overwhelming, and something that added into kind of the downfall of the whole thing last year, besides the chaos of life and everything else. But was trying to put all, like, include all, it was so time consuming, and to do it for every different level and stuff like that. So this year I've streamlined it a lot. But I think it'll work better. I know it's working better for me to be able to put out. But the Bible portion, I'm still writing it because that's what my kids are doing. And that's what I want to be our priority and our focus in what we're doing. So I will share with you guys all of the things that we are doing for that. That's what will be in the free packets that you can download and print out, or that you'll be able to purchase, like the pre-printed and bound ones if you want. And then I am just linking and sharing on there all of the resources that we're using to cover our reading, writing, and math, because pretty much everything that we use is, yeah, Brandon almost, like, when your husband decides, and like right when you get going and you're on a roll, that he's going to try and die on you, it kind of goofs up your whole plan for everything. So everything kind of fell apart last year. I tried to get it back together, it didn't work. So if my husband could promise me that he's not going to try to have some like massive medical issue and nearly die on us this year, we'll be good, because I can't handle it. Can't do it. He's got to stay healthy and no more hospital time. So last year it was crazy. So this year, though, this one that I have coming out, I've got the packets with the Bible study, because I know that's what most people were using it for. No more interesting, Braden. You're done. That's it. No more. So I'll share the stuff, though, for those that didn't want to go and have to pull together all of the outside stuff. I will still share on the site everything that we are using for all of our ages. For hey Kelly, I'm so glad you're here. Happy Saturday. I'll still share the stuff for like the reading, writing, math, and all of that with it. For those that liked having everything all put together, you'll still be able to easily go and access all of those things. I feel like I keep it pretty simple, so it's really easy to go and get those things, and again, still keeping it very free or extremely low cost. Like for me, like using the Mom Delights, which is really what I was doing a lot of between the copywriting and narration and dictation, that I had in my packet last year. You can print her sheets off for free. I went ahead and ordered the book off of Amazon because it was $7.98, I think, and I got everything already printed and bound for me. You know what I mean? So that way you guys can still access that stuff and have it free, like I had it included in the stuff last year. You just have to click on the links and pull it all up, or you can get it for a real low cost. So I think that will work better. It allows me to be able to get the stuff actually like out quickly and easily, because it's what I'm putting together for our kids. So it's real easy just to type it up in a program and share it with you guys. But then at the same time, it's not all of the extra stuff, because that's really time consuming to try to put together for everyone. Yes, and my mom is going to be teaching. Mom Delights has this like 6-month curriculum through the Middle Ages, and Travis, our teenager, the Middle Ages, that's like his jam. That is totally his area of expertise. And so my mom is going to be working with Travis and doing like the reading and writing curriculum from the momdelights.com for the Middle Ages. But it was funny because we were talking yesterday, and we were talking a little bit about this, and my mom and I both know like next to nothing when it comes like in comparison to what Travis knows about all this. So we're like, yeah, pretty sure that we are now the students and he will be the teacher, because we were talking about some of it and then he starts going on, and I think both of our eyes kind of like glossed over and we're like, you lost us. I have no idea what you're talking about. So we'll swap a little bit. Oh, the awesome book. Let me grab it. Hold on one second. You guys hang out here for a minute. Yep. Turn this TV down. Okay. The awesome book. My mom has talked about this book, you guys. I can't. No, she is not going back to the public school. My mom has talked about this book. What year did it come out in? I don't even know what year this came out. It's not like crazy old, but it is older. 2001. Yeah, I think 2001 is what it came out for here. But my mom has talked about this book, I think probably since the early 2000s, and she's always told me that I needed to read it. And it was just one of those things that it always sounded like a good book that I should read, but it just like never, I don't know, it just never happened. So when she said that she wanted to do, because she was going to do a like reading, writing, summer school kind of assess where the kids are at. My mom's been a school teacher forever, and she's not teaching now. And so I was like, why don't you come and help us out with the kids? And I'm like, I'm kind of, I'm trying to talk her into. I'm like, Mom, you have such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to teaching and dealing with kids with just issues and figuring stuff out and putting stuff together. Like that's where, hey, hun, and that's just where her expertise is. I was like, you should be like a counselor and a helper with homeschool families, because I feel like sometimes you, especially with multiple kids, or you just get overwhelmed, or you have a kid who's struggling, and it's like I'm trying to figure it out and I don't know what to do for them. Like for me, like I told her, I have the girls, they're younger and they need so much of my attention. Virginia's trying to learn to read, and Lily's younger, and they're trying to do all that. And then poor Travis, he gets stuck on the back burner all the time because the girls are so demanding, but he has stuff that he needs help with. And I was like, Mom, will you be our like virtual tutor or whatever? Like, I need help. Please help. Like, I need you to spend some time working with him, kind of assess where he's at, and then help us kind of work on those things. And so that's what she's been doing. And so it's been such a blessing and such a help for us. But when I talked to her about it, she said, okay, I want to do this book. It's a fictional book, so it's not a uh, yes, I think there is no excuse for every person who professes to be a Christian to have not read Randy Alcorn's book, Heaven or Heaven for Kids. If you don't know where you're going and what all of this is for, then why even be a Christian, right? Like, I absolutely, Heaven for Kids is phenomenal. There is the book Heaven, we have both. And Heaven is a lot more detailed, obviously, but the Heaven for Kids really covers a lot of stuff, like without having to dive in. And then on our AMP Home Church YouTube channel, I did his 90-day devotional, Seeing the Unseen, which is focusing our minds on the eternal, and it was phenomenal. Like, it's one that I'll do over and over and over again because it was so good. So yes, highly recommend that. But this book, it's a fictional book, kind of based off of some true events and things like that. But the book that they're reading, it's this. It's the Veritas Conflict. Um, Again, fictional book, but taking biblical principles and ideas and kind of putting it together. It is so stinking good. The kids have been going through it with my mom. Travis and one of our friends, they've been going through it and reading it with her, and then they get on and do a video call each afternoon, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Each those afternoons, they get on and they discuss it and talk about it. And they go, and she gives them writing assignments, and they have to go pull up scriptures and just do different things as they're kind of working through this book and this topic. Oh, Stacy, good. Yeah, that 90-day Seeing the Unseen is so good. Oh yeah, Kelly, that's right. Randy Alcorn, yes, highly recommend. I love him. So this Veritas, it's Travis yesterday, or wasn't yesterday, it was a couple days ago, but he goes, Mom, you know what I just realized? You used school to trick me into joining a book club. I am now in your book club. Like, yes, that's exactly what you've done. And my mom was even saying, maybe we need to do Veritas with the adults and we could all do like an adult book club with this. Because it is so good. So it's based off of true events using Harvard University as like the kind of focal point for this. But it's kind of talking through and showing like kind of ideas to help us wrap our minds around the spiritual realm and everything that's going on all around us, and how that connects, with just life and everything in it. I've got one of my beautiful laminated bookmarks that I made to go in my Homeschool Adventures planner, but then I didn't really need all 4 of them in my planner, so I'm using this one in here. I had to stop reading last night because it was getting really late and I really needed to go to bed, but we're almost done. We just have this much left, and it is so stinking good. So we are loving it. Yes, Brandon is going to do a book study with you guys. We are hoping to have it all ready that we could start it here at the beginning of the month. I get that I woke up and suddenly it's August, so we haven't completely put it together, but we're working on that. Yes, this would be great for your senior to read. Again, I mean, take everything and search against scripture. It's not written to be, there's some things in it that it's like you can see that she took some liberties, but it's to prove a point and to help kind of get that image in our head, right, of kind of like how these things are working, going around. But I love it. There are some harsh topics that it talks with. Obviously, we're talking about a college setting, so there are very real topics that are taught about relationships. I mean, there are things with abortion and just things going on in the world that are all around us today. So there are things that it's like it talks about some heavy stuff, but there's nothing that we have felt. There's some harsh realities that are talked about but I would much rather have those conversations with my children than send my children out into the world and them have no idea how to deal with that. So there are some very sensitive and hard things to talk about, but definitely for the older kids, there was nothing in it that we felt, us and then our friends that are their daughter, her and Travis are the same age, so they're both doing it together. But there was nothing that we felt uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing that we were like, oop, nope, we don't. You guys don't need to have that. So we felt comfortable with the topics that were brought up and the opportunity to then discuss. Okay, well, let's go to scripture with that. What does it say? How do we, was she right in how she spoke about abortion or racial issues or, whatever, just relationships, things like that. So that part of it was really good. It's a good book. I was behind them for a little bit because I got busy, and so I got behind in my reading. And poor Brandon, every evening after we get the kids to bed, he has to sit down on ice packs and things with his neck before he can go to bed. So while he's doing all of that, I sit here and I read, and I pretty much interrupt him and make him listen to me read it aloud to him, like every couple paragraphs. I'm like, oh, you're not going to believe what just happened now. Listen to this. Or listen how they portray, the angels and demons here, or whatever, and I'm constantly reading all of this stuff to him. But it's really good. I got behind for a little while, and so I was like, Travis, don't talk to me. You can't tell me what's happening. And now I'm actually a little bit ahead, so it's really exciting. It's a really good book, and I just love it, because Travis goes, you just tricked me into joining your book club. Yeah, because I kind of did. So yeah, the Veritas Conflict, a novel of spiritual warfare, it says. Shanti Feldham, not Feldman, Feldham. So, yeah, it's pretty good. We like it. There's another series that our chiropractor, who we love, that he has recommended that's along these lines of kind of like bringing to life kind of that idea of spiritual warfare and the spiritual realm around us. Except for now, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I know it's one that I'm thinking, we're loving this so much, might have to be one that we go ahead, if I can find like a used copy of it, that we might do that at some point as well. I have it on my Amazon, but I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Yeah, we moms always get behind. I try. I even started reading before them, so I started like ahead of them, and then life and all of the things that I try to accomplish with like my little bit of quiet evening time, and before I knew it, I was behind. But then last night it was hard. I finished one chapter, but it ended like with such an important thing that I was like, well, I can't go to bed just like stopping right there. So I read at least a couple pages into the next chapter so I could know like at least which way they were going before I went to bed, because it was too good. But I love it. Isn't that great though, to find books that can be that good? And that's why, whenever my kids have said, well, I don't like reading, I go, okay, then you've never read a good book. Because the only reason to not like reading is because you've never found a book that's good enough to be, to be worth it. And so I also love, because this is based off of biblical principles and things like that, the the things that have happened just in life, throughout different things. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Travis, like when this happened, blah, 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 blah. Or he'll bring up things. And he's like, oh yeah, just like that. So that's cool to see. Trying to get comfortable. It's not working. But to see, honey, he's trying to put bun down. Lily. No. But to see, like real life things come into play that helps you to visualize those things. And that's why I love, like, yeah, that would be a good idea, Kelly. That would be a very good idea. We should work on that. No, put it back. That's a very good idea. The other thing that we have coming up too, I think I was going to say something else, but I don't remember what it was. The other thing we have coming up is over Labor Day weekend. Can't talk. We're going to do a camp out here at the property with all of the church. So I'm super excited for that. And I also realized that because we haven't been spending so much time outside because it's so hot, this month before the camp out, we might actually need to get outside and clean some stuff up before everybody gets here and there's like half-done projects everywhere. I also should probably finish my bathrooms. You guys saw when I was remodeling our bathrooms and doing so good, and then I just got like overwhelmed and just kind of stopped. So I have like 95% done bathrooms that still need to get finished up. I should probably work on that too. Yeah, I would much rather, like Mom and I talked about it with the stuff. I would much rather have the sensitive topics that come up, especially with our high schoolers. We're preparing them to go out into the world. So I think a lot of these kind of harsh topics are things that we need to be comfortable with sitting down and talking candidly about and going through, because we need to teach our children how to have a biblical worldview, why, and all the apologetics and the things that go with it, as they grow in their relationship with the Lord. And so sitting down for these hard topics and going, okay, why does the world say this, and why would we say something different, and kind of go through those hard topics together, I think is really important. Like I said, I'd much rather do it now while I have my kids home with me, where we can sit down in kind of a safe space and really discuss the ins and outs of these things. I'd much rather have the opportunity to do that than to, never really talk about it, then go out, off into the world here in a few years and then be like, oh, wish we would have spent more time discussing that. That would have been something. Kelly, and just message me after this, just so I can write it down. Sometimes it's hard. We talk about things in here, and then when I get off, like, it's hard to go back and find all the things in the comments. So if you want to just shoot me a message and be like, hey, give us a recommended book list. Even if we had like a master list, like a master Google Doc or something that we could just update from time to time as we found different books that were really good, that would be a good idea. I like that. And that's something too I would like to with, I've got the new website up, heavenlymindedhome.com. I'm updating the A&P, the church website, and then I'm making a website for the children's home in Kenya, with the ministry over there. So I'm kind of working on those things. Not school's the focus and the priority with the kids right now, so I'm working on it, but it's going to be a minute. But heavenlymindedhome.com is up now, and I think that's kind of where, instead of adding all of those extra things that we're doing into the printable packet, I would much rather, I think, just put the resources there, so that way people can pick and choose, what's best for them, and kind of have those resources gathered together in a good place. And that's for you guys. If you haven't joined us already, we have a Facebook group for Heavenly Minded Homeschool that you guys can go find, and it's linked on the website too. And I've got everybody there, and then I have Carrie, who's so awesome and helps out, who posts resources all the time, and we've got them tagged up so you can pick which tag you need. So looking for resources, homeschool help, encouragement, things like that. The Facebook group really is very active over there as far as sharing many different resources and stuff like that. So if you're looking for more of that stuff, definitely check that out. So what we do we started the church, which everything streams online. So because we have so many of you that are literally are all around the world now, everything streams online. So our house is open to host anybody, anytime, in various different weeks. We have various different people who come and join us in the house here, but mainly online for everyone since everybody is so spread out. And then we stream services every Sunday and Wednesday with the church group. So praying for that and seeing where the Lord might lead us as far as maybe one day having a physical building somewhere, maybe getting to go over and spend time in Kenya with the mission that we have over there now with the children's home. So not sure where exactly he's leading all of that, but we have everything out there to share with everyone. And yeah, it's been such a blessing to see God working and moving in all of that. Never in a million years do we think this is where we find ourselves, but yet here we are, and it has been a tremendous blessing. More work than we've ever done in our entire lives, but the most rewarding work we've ever done. So that's been really, really cool. So everything is on there with that for the A&P Church. Yeah, and the Facebook group. The Facebook group I started when we first kind of started everything, because it was one of those like, well, you should probably have a group about it. And to be honest, it was one of those things that trying to keep up with all of the stuff, I don't like Facebook, and I usually stay pretty far away from it. But I started the group, and I would try to get on and do a couple little things. And to be honest, I just I was awful at keeping up with it, and so I guess I just really didn't talk about it very much because there wasn't very much to talk about. But then with the church, we stream most of the stuff off of Facebook for the church because it was just the easiest, most efficient, and free way to get everything out to everyone. And so I started trying to get on there a little bit more. But luckily, I've had people who are so much better at it than I am that have been able to help kind of jump in and help out, which has been a huge blessing for us because it's a great way really to connect and kind of share different resources and help and stuff like that. So yeah, and the church is all, we've got quite a few families that are going to be able to come up over Labor Day weekend and camp out. I'm so excited to meet you guys. So if anybody wants to come hang out with us over Labor Day, we're gonna, our home is always open to you all, and we always say that, and we've had some of you take us up on our offer, which we love, but our home is always open for, just fellowship and coming together, counsel, whatever we can do to serve. We want to always be ready to say, sure, Lord, can I serve this person? My door's open, come on in, let me serve you, So it's been a real big blessing in that way. Yeah, I'm excited for Labor Day and everybody. We had talked last summer about wanting to try to plan something. I mean, it was just hard. And then this year, everybody pretty much was like, hey, we have extra time off for Labor Day. And we said, all right, come on up. Let's hang out and get to, I don't know what we'll really do. It'll probably be the kids just running amok the whole time and chasing chickens everywhere and playing in the pool or whatever. And us adults can catch up and visit and get to talk. So whatever we do, I don't care. I'm excited. Bonfires at night and make s'mores. As long as we do that, I think that's what we all want to do. So that'll be fun. Yeah, the group has worked out. It's been really cool to see the Facebook group. Like I said, it's always been there, and I just really did an awful job at trying to keep up with it. And so having people now, I've had a few different people that have been able to get on and kind of help and doing stuff, and to see different people coming in and sharing different resources and questions and stuff has been really cool. Yeah, and in the book, it is neat because you see in this Veritas book that they're doing, to see, going through how to deal with, spiritual warfare, how to deal when people oppose your faith, and all of those different things. It's been really cool to see them take the book and then dig into scripture and look at how to combat these things, how to deal with that. What do you do when you get to that point? And then pointing out in real life situations like, okay, right now you are really coming against some spiritual warfare. We know that because of this, or when you're behaving like this and struggling with these issues and having these things, how does scripture tell us to go about that? And remember, we saw with these characters here, this is what they were faced with and how they dealt with it. And it's kind of similar to what you're dealing with here, to kind of focus on those tools for our teenagers, specifically. I think has been a really cool thing to get to work on with Travis this year, or this summer. And even me, like I told my mom the other day, I'm like, I think I must be reading too much of the book because I was all hopped up and, working on this or pulling on this. And, I'm noticing my prayer life becoming even more intentional because I'm keeping this stuff at the forefront of my mind going, yeah, that's right. I need to, focus on that or think about this, remember that, or whatever. So it's been a cool process to see all of that anyways. So we've enjoyed that. That part's been really great. Great tools, yes. So that's that. Like I said, this week will be really good. I'm excited to share with you guys all of the homeschool stuff that I've put together. Definitely go check out the Facebook group though if you haven't already. It's over there. I think if you just search Heavenly Minded Homeschool or go to the Heavenly Minded Homeschool Facebook page, it should be linked off of that. It might be like facebook.com/groups/Heavenly Minded Homeschool, I'm assuming is what it is. I haven't actually typed out the URL in a while, so I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that's what it is. If you go to heavenlymindedhome.com, it is linked on there, on that like under construction page that's up right now is like the home page. It is linked on there as well, so you guys can go check that out. But it's got, there's a lot of different resources, and I really love Carrie, who's over there moderating that for us, and she's in our church as well. She is a special needs parent, and so something that I've had many people ask me about, oops, my thing just died, so now it's not going to want to hold my phone up right. I just have to be cockeyed for the rest of the thing. I guess it doesn't really matter. We don't have Facebook, so I have to keep with y'all here on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not I'll just be cockeyed for a minute. I have my gimbal holding this, and my battery just died, so now it's not gonna hold it straight. I'm not a big Facebook fan, but then there's some things that, like, especially with the groups and the stuff for the church, that it's really nice because it's free and it does all of the things you need it to do. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. I don't remember what it was. Oh, Carrie, she's a special needs mom, and I know there's so many of you that are special needs moms, and I've gotten so many requests and questions over the years of doing this stuff for different various things, and I just never felt like it was my place to answer a lot of those things because, yeah, you have to pick, and that's where I know if Facebook's too distracting for you, I know most people have just gone and deleted their original accounts and set up new ones, so that way you can have like just the few things you need and not all of the extra stuff, because I know it can be very, very distracting. So you have to do what you have to do. I know a lot of people who have joined the church, but they don't want to spend their time, wasting it away on Facebook. They have like on their home screen of their phone a button for directly to the church. So you get on, do church stuff, and then leave. But I really appreciate that Carrie has stepped in to help, especially because I know there are so many special need moms, and I never felt like it was my place to kind of speak for those things or answer some of those things, because that's not, I feel like there's things that we share on our YouTube channel and stuff that can be beneficial to any family, regardless of whatever, right? Simplifying, focusing on Jesus, letting go of stuff, like I think are kind of universal helps. But I really love that in the group she's been able to share so many great resources, because she comes from that. She has a lot more insight in that to share. And so I know for many of you, I think that can be a great blessing. And I hope that the ministry through that and having her kind of stepping in and helping out. And she's got some other stuff she's working on too, we're really praying for about. But hopefully that can be a great blessing to many of you, that have that and kind of answer those questions a little bit better than I would be able to. Yeah, Carrie does do a great job. So I'm really, really, really appreciative of that, and to see all those different, resources and things she's been able to share and put on there. I know there have been some great stuff that I'm like, oh, yay. Like high school transcripts, and she was sharing about that. It's something that I've usually just stayed away from, and I'm like, I don't know. But then she shared that, and she's like, here you guys go. It's not that scary. I promise you can do it. So I'm like, all right, if you say we can do it, I'll check it out. So that part's been great. So it's there. Again, not that you have to come and join it and use it, but it's a resource, and if it'll help, then cool. We're happy to put it out there. That's the whole point in all of it, right? If it can be a help and a blessing to someone, then that's what we're happy to do. I know you guys, if you listen to our podcast this week, that was kind of Brandon and I had a very kind of candid, open conversation, where we've been really struggling and having a lot of hard things here lately, and really just praying and asking for guidance and stuff. Where are we being helpful? Where are we truly serving and making an impact, and asking the Lord for direction and help in all of that, because that's the one kind of downside I think about having everything online, and everything being like that, is we don't get a lot of feedback a lot of the time. So it's like, are we just wasting our time? Should we not focus on doing that? We have to look at all of the time and work that it takes to put together the curriculum, to run the church, to do YouTube, and all of those different things, have the Facebook group, right? All of the different stuff. And so sometimes it's like, am I spending my time wisely or am I not? It's kind of hard to gauge some of those things. So if you guys think of us and can keep us in prayer, we would definitely appreciate that, as we're kind of weighing a lot of different things, and our hearts are definitely being pulled in certain directions, but it's not about necessarily following our hearts and our goals and our dreams, but where the Lord wants us, and for His will to be, shown to us and push. We want our hearts and our desires to be on Him and His will, and not just our hopes and dreams and goals. So really praying for that as we go through. A lot of this stuff has been pretty big for us here. There's been a lot of really, really heavy stuff, and it's great, and it's all for God's glory, and it's not about us, but it makes times hard sometimes. So if you guys think of us and can keep us in your prayers, we would appreciate that. And like I said, I've got a lot of really exciting stuff that I can't wait to share with you guys over this next week, so definitely keep an eye out for that stuff. Lots of stuff to pray over, lots of big exciting stuff, and to see the church growing and changing and all of that has been really cool. So I appreciate that. And my mom, she kind of took in, my arm's killing me trying to hold it straight. My mom took in doing the Biblical Womanhood series that I did last summer. So we've been doing that, and that's getting ready. That's kind of coming to a close here this next week. Is that right, Mom? I think this next week. But my mom kind of had an idea about this. Hey, what if we do a book club with Veritas? And I'm thinking that maybe you should do that, Mom, after Biblical Womanhood finishes up. So if you guys are interested in that, let us know, and maybe we can do something like that with everyone. And I know Brandon's got to figure out doing something. There's all the things, and it's hard to kind of find a balance of like, what are things that are like good to do and have a mix up, but yet not doing so many things that it's crazy, and there's stuff everywhere. So trying to find a good mix can be a little difficult sometimes. Cool. So yeah, keep an eye out. We'll get all of that stuff kind of figured out and let you all know what's going on. You guys can go pull it up on, I get all of my books used off of Amazon. So if you look up the Veritas, Veritas, wait, did I say that right? Veritas. I don't think I said that right. Veritas Conflict. If you guys look that up on Amazon or whatever, you can get it on a Kindle or whatever. I think to buy it new is a little bit more expensive. I got mine used for under $10, I'm pretty certain. Something like that. I kind of don't remember. It's been a little while now. But okay, good. Yeah, it's a really good book. And apparently my mom's the only one who's read it before. And so we haven't even gotten to some of the good stuff. I told her about the one big secret that was revealed when I was reading the other day. She's like, oh, you don't even know. There's so much more to still happen. I'm like, I'm sure, but don't tell me. I'm getting there. So hopefully tonight I can get the kids all to bed early, or at least on time, so I can sit down and have some time to read. I'm excited. So yes, absolutely. Yes, it's very good. So we'll keep you guys posted on that if you guys are interested in that. I think that would be a blast. Obviously, church this weekend. Brandon, like I said, he's working on that. I've told him, I said, stop telling me exactly what all you're working on, because I love getting to listen to him teach and like hear it. You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes I'm like, don't tell me what you're going to be teaching on or working through. I know we're in Matthew, like I have little tips, but I like getting to sit there and listen and learn along with everyone. So he'll be doing that this weekend. We've got the camp out coming out the first weekend of September. So if you guys want to come hang out with us over Labor Day, reach out, let me know. Hopefully you guys go check out, like I said, this week we had videos and podcasts all going up, which was fun. I think we had some really cool stuff we got to talk on this week. Yeah, and then we'll just kind of see this next week. I should have a lot to share with you guys as far as the children's home over in Kenya. I've got so much to share with that just my heart just, I don't know. I've been having a hard time articulating, I guess, everything that I have to share with what's going on over there, as far as that's why it's taken me so long to get another video out. A lot of feelings and kind of overwhelmingness with that. So I need to really take that to prayer and get that put together for you guys. I'm having a hard time not just wanting to like pack my bags and take off and leave for Africa and not come back for a while. So God's trying to, I can feel he's working and moving when it comes to that. So we'll get that put together for you guys, update you all on the homeschool stuff, and then, see what else we have going on. So I guess I will let you all go and enjoy your weekends. It is burger day. So on Saturdays, we get burgers, which is our kids' favorite thing ever. So I'm going to go run to the grocery store and get some burgers for burger day, and then work on some stuff hopefully here this afternoon, so that way we can have it to share with you guys all here soon. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I love getting to catch up with you all on our first Saturday of the month. So first Saturday of every month at noon Eastern time. That's when we get on to do these. So if you're watching later and you didn't get to catch this live, or you just want to remember for next month, that's when we do this. But you guys, yeah, Tony, I'm so glad there. I see a lot of new faces that got to hop on, or maybe you've hopped on before, but you just didn't usually chat and connect with us. So thank you guys for joining us for Saturday of every month we're on here. But come and join me. I'm on Instagram usually the most. I try to watch my time and how much time I'm spending on here, but that's where I hop on and try to connect. Like I said, the Facebook group, we're in there too. Anything we can ever do for you guys, reach out and let us know. But otherwise, we're gonna go get some burgers and enjoy our weekend. You guys enjoy yours, and we will talk to you all later, whenever that may be. Church this weekend if you're joining us for church, or later in the week on YouTube. So bye, you guys. Have a great weekend. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you all later. Bye, all.